Whenever we think or hear of first plane, the name that clicks in our mind is Wright brothers. But very few of them know that first plane was actually made by an Indian named Mr. Talpade. This plane flew about 8 months before the plane of Wright brothers and was in air for about 15 minutes. Like this, there are unlimited discoveries and technologies which India had done but were never recognized. Some of them were even stolen. Uh, Many other things happened which we still cannot talk about on camera. But there are people today who are working on this thing, that is the ancient Indian space sector. If we look into the Indian Puranas and Vedas, you will find the mention of various technologies which we still don't have. These technologies are so advanced that the rockets or the planes what these people had in India about thousands of years ago, we still lack in that. Though we have many modern technologies, though we have unlimited machines, we have AI coming now, we have super powered computers, but still that technology was far better than us. Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Aerospace and Aviation Show by Astro Capsule. I'm your host Prasad, and today we'll be talking with Miss Kavya Vaddadi. She has been working on ancient Indian sciences, especially in aerospace and aviation sectors. She has been called in various institutions, various universities for showcasing her studies. She has also co authored multiple books about which we'll be speaking in this interview or podcast. So, without wasting any time, let us skip directly to the interview with Miss Kavya. Kavya ma'am, first of all, welcome to the Aerospace and the Aviation Show. And before starting with my favorite topics, I want to ask you is how did you get into this Indian ancient sciences and vimanas as you are a aeronautical engineer by degree?
Yeah, so actually during my first year, I was studying that the first people who flew the aircraft was Wright brothers, right? So then I came to know that that particular aircraft was belonging to Shukar Papoji Talpade. Means Talpade, Sir Talpade ji belongs to India. So he flew already Marutsakha Vimana and later on developed some other models. So the thing is, during the Britishers' rule, the text which he wrote, Talpadeji wrote, and also his aircrafts also got carried away to other countries. So that's how Wright brothers have got it. So that's what I have learned from researchers, like in the internet search. I have learned later on. Like now also, some books are available in the internet, and also some researchers have requested books of Talpadeji in Germany, so they are available even now. So the thing is that like during the British rule, things got like carried away, our texts, like our people who worked on the vimanas and all. So I have focused on those things. I got more interested because like it is more advanced than ancient things are more advanced than modern. So that moved me a lot, the Mercury engine and all. So from that time I have started doing research on these vimanas.
Well, many people, ma'am, nowadays know this. They also get interested in it, but very few of them are actually able to work on it. So, first of all, a huge congratulations to you for doing all this.
Thank you.
And now we'll get in our topics, that is Vimanas and Vedic Shastras. Introduce it to us.
Yeah, okay. So like these all Vedic Vimanas, they like belong to like 1500 BC. So they are very old, like the ancient ancestors. They have done lots of research than the modern human civilization. So they passed on these knowledge through Vedic texts. So there are four Vedas we know, right? So Rig Veda mentions a lot about these Vimanas. And this Vimana Shastra is not the only one book which is explaining about Vimanas. There are many other books before this Vimana Shastra. There were many other sages like scientists who have worked on Vimanas. So the Vimana Shastra is the only one which is available to us in written form. That too because J.R. Jossier sir have written it in English. So that's what we have to realize. So there were many texts in the ancient times. There are many like Puranas also mentioning about Vimanas. So there, the ancient civilization was much more advanced than a modern one.
Yeah, great. So, ma'am, uh, I wanted to know was the propulsion system in these Vimanas. Nowadays, we have various kinds of fuels. We have various kinds of huge engines and stuff for propulsion system. But at that
Yeah.
time, how were they? Means how did they come up with the propulsion system?
Okay. So the complete Vimana Shastra, when I've done research, I was almost like hunting for the word fuel, but there was nothing related to fuel. The technology is so much advanced. They have used like around 500 principles of space flight. So they have used even gravity waves, alteration, modification. There are too many things which they have used. The like modern day rocket engines and all, we burn the fuel and like there's so much exhaust will be coming and then the rocket will be going, but that's not the thing. That's not at all the case in Vimanas. Like it will be having like anti-gravity field around it, so which is going to nullify the gravitational force. And then the other propulsion systems will be there, like for example sun crystal and all are mentioned. So what happens is they have used the natural energies all around. Like we know natural energy only sun, only solar energy, but in the ancient times they have explored so much. They have used like even the earth's gravitational field and many such naturally available energies from the universe. So we can see in the first chapter or first two chapters like that, they have mentioned various regions in the space which from which we can extract the free energy, use it for the Vimana. Means that too they have not made it like exhaust and use the fuel kind of thing, but they have used several specifically made chemical kind of things which can be rechargeable through these naturally available energies. So that is like too much advanced, much beyond the box which we are thinking now, like using fuel exhaust and then only going forward or going up. That's not the case. So the propulsion systems, they were much advanced. So they for one like example Rukma Vimana, it has electromagnets in the ground floor. So they were using much advanced things than modern technology.
Okay, you told about the Rukma Vimana. So, are there any types of Vimanas, or they were different kind of Vimanas? What is it?
Yes, actually, that is also another thing. There are many types of vimanas. In detail, we have four vimanas described. Like the text were also carried away. Like I said, even researchers say even now that the last part of the last chapter of Vaimanika Shastra is missing. But luckily, four vimanas details are available. That is Rukma Vimana, Tripura Vimana, and Shakuna Vimana, Sundara Vimana. So all these four details are available. So these only I have like gone through little detail. I have done like I have applied all the modern aeronautical engineering onto these Vedic ancient Vimanas. So that also I got inspired from, like I have seen like you if you know they have unearthed the Columbia aircraft, ancient aircraft artifacts found under the ground. So the foreign countries have made the larger scale model of that small ancient aircraft artifact, and they fit the motors, they fit the propellers and fluid. So seeing that, like I thought we have the entire text with us, Vaimanika Shastra. Why can't we build something on it and do something? So that's why I have done all the 3D models and all. Those four are the Vimanas described in detail.
Can you just tell a little about each Vimana? I mean, just an introduction that what is it and how is it different from other?
Okay, sure. So, like for example, Rukma Vimana, like I said, or like for like all the four Vimana, all the Vimanas are like completely transformable. Like for example, they have the propellers get open when they are flying in the Earth's atmosphere, and when they want to go to space, everything is like embedded. It completely transforms. Like in modern days, we see landing gear retractable mechanism. Only that one is there for the aircraft, but the ancient vimanas are so much advanced. Even the wings, everything just gets transformed as per the mission, like space mission or like that. So like it is completely transformable, all the vimanas. So that's coming to the first vimana, Rukma Vimana. So it has electromagnets at the ground floor, electromagnetic generator, and it uses like total 8 propellers. So it pushes the ground. The like top 4 propellers are there. They suck the air from the top and push the ground, and the vimana goes up. That's not the only thing. Like I have discovered that this vimana also have wing like structures which can be rotatable like VT oil osprey. Like modern day technology is not at all advanced, but still we can like see some small examples like VT oil osprey. The wing is rotatable for the Rukma Vimana, and also the propellers are tiltable, like they also tilt. So and that too, it is like a conical shape, like not like modern day aircraft only forward. So that it gives more degrees of freedom, like it can rotate however we want and like that. So that is Rukma Vimana. It is completely different from like such a Vimana doesn't exist in modern days, but there are similarities to the NASA SpaceX Dragon plane. So that is a little similar. And another important thing to note down is that this Vimana is already tried by the Nazi people, the Nazi anti-gravity aircraft. So Kutupanas have done research on it. So there are many things which they have already done. Like I said, the all the texts are carried away, right? Already the Nazi people, Hitler also, he has done it. And then coming to the next Vimana, Vimana. So Tripura Vimana, it is like completely advanced. So in modern days, like we have submarine, boat, and car and airship, like four different things for four different medium, right? But Tripura Vimana is not at all like that. Like everything is, like I said, it is completely transformable. So it can travel under the water like a submarine, and on the water like a boat, and on the land also like a car, and in the air like an airship also. So it is like completely transformable, flexible also. Like for example, there is a description in it which I have discovered that the floors also will be overlapped on one another. So these all these things we can use it for the modern day developing the modern day technology. Like we use small aircraft for less passengers and like large aircraft for more passengers. But this Tripura Vimana is not like that. It is like completely advanced. It has foldable floors and foldable links, sorry, and overlapping floors. Like it is completely advanced. So multi-purpose. It transforms into an airship. The cylinders will be pumping the air, and it transforms into an airship when we require. Like on the depending on the mission, it completely transforms. So single vehicle for multiple mediums. So and then coming to like Sundara Vimana. So Sundara Vimana is like modern day, like I said, modern day we have solid rocket boosters, right? Space
Mhm.
shuttle and all. So, but like it is outside the main body, and it has the propellant and all. It burns the fuel and it exhaust. It is thrown away, and the main thing goes up. But that's not the case in Sundara Vimana. what happened is, like I said, they have used like completely advanced things, like they have used natural energies from the universe, and they work like rechargeable batteries, and they supply to the complete Vimana. So Sundara Vimana has these things like solid rocket boosters, but embedded inside the Vimana. We can see the diagrams. So all these things, when we just see one diagram of the Vaimanika Shastra, we cannot conclude anything. So that's what I have like gone deep into the subject. I have researched the text also and all. Then only I could able to understand all these things. So, and translation also matters a lot. Like I said, Sanskrit language also, it's like very coded language. So the translation also, when we do it properly, we can discover more things. And then now coming to Shakuna Vimana. So modern day we have ornithopters, right? So ornithopters are like not at all much advanced. They are still developing stage. But this Shakuna Vimana is so much advanced. It has like they have written unlimited extent. The wings can be prolonged. So this coming to this, like I have discovered or understood that there are like the overlapping wing layer structures one another, and we can extend it depending upon the speed we want. So that's the thing. And Shakuna Vimana is like a large ornithopter. And like other researchers also say that like Garuda and all, which we have which we come across in the Puranas and all. So they say that that is also that okay, that could also be a humanoid, a bird kind of thing. So there are many such things. Shakuna Vimana, we can see the example, like it is a huge ornithopter. So that's the thing. These are the four: Rukma, Shakuna, Tripura, and Sundara.
Wow, ma'am, I can just spend one episode on each the Vimanas the way you explained it. The technology today we have, now I'm feeling like we don't have any kind of technology. We are still on the very basic mode like we were about 20 to 30 years ago. Still, we'll be moving forward. About the anti-gravity system, you also mentioned it right now, and also we know that you had done a huge study on it. We'd like to know more about it.
Yes, sir. So, I have not focused much on this anti gravity thing until a NASA scientist, like a former NASA scientist, contacted me. So he has contacted me because like seeing my research on Vimanas, like I have done other areas, like it's a vast subject. So I have done like the 3D models and all at that time till then. So he has contacted me, and then he said to me that he blueprints are available of Hitler's anti-gravity device. So, and in that it is written that they have referred Vedic texts, mainly Vimanas related terms. So that's why he has contacted me, so that we will be helping him. And he said that you are Indian, so you will be understanding it better. So like that he has contacted us, and they were stuck in several areas of that subject. So he has written a chapter in my book, Reverse Engineering Vedic Vimana. So he has also participated. He has written anti-gravity chapter in my book. So the thing is, modern anti-gravity researchers and scientists are at a little earlier stage level, but these Vedic Vimanas and ancient Vaimanika Shastra and all other texts given reference in it, so they have much advanced knowledge, for example, gravity waves have been discovered like recently, in the sense few years ago. So, but these ancient ancestors detected, like they knew it long back, and they were able to modify these waves. Like a reference is given in Surya Siddhanta. So the Earth's gravity on the Vimana can be reduced, and Sun's gravity on the Vimana can be increased. So there are like multiple things like that, many things where we can modify the waves and all. So like I have gone through and I have discussed with that former NASA scientist who is telling that Hitler's D Glock. Like the word and the anti-gravity device name is D Glock. So he has said to me about it, and when I have gone through a little more in detail, and when I was like wondering which device it could be from Vimana Shastra. Then when I have come across a device that is Ganapa Yantra, then I understood immediately that this is that particular device. Even the shape which Hitler has like copied and all. Like I said before, right? Nazi aircraft, Nazi anti-gravity aircraft, that is Rukma Vimana, exactly. Like Ayas Chakrapinda and all those terms and all. So they have completely done detailed research, rediscovered, reinvented all those things. So now Hitler's anti-gravity device D-Glock is the Ganapa Yantra. So when Vigneshwara we say removing obstacles, right? So the thing is, all these terminology transforms into technical terms and scientific terms in Vimana Shastra. So the thing is, main obstacle for an aircraft or Vimana is gravity, right? So this Ganapa Yantra will be removing the obstacle, that is the gravity, for the Vimana to succeed in its mission. So Ganapa Yantra is the main anti-gravity device responsible for creating that anti-gravity field. So that's the thing I have discovered. There are many more devices. Like I said, Rukma Vimana uses electromagnetic generators and all. Like I said, there are 500 principles of spaceflight in ancient times. So there are many things, and Ganapa Yantra is similar. Like D Glock is copied from Ganapa Yantra. That's what I have found.
That was amazing. From
Mm.
this anti-gravity system, I want you to take you to the material. Nowadays, we have multiple number of composites and various kinds of metals to build the rockets and other vehicles. But when we
Yeah.
look into history, we mostly see that people used wood. So how did these people made the vimanas and all other things that they were able to use in atmosphere as well as in space?
Okay, so material, coming to the materials, the ancient ancestors were much more advanced. For example, the space materials Rajaloha and Trinetra Loha are the materials, like alloys described in Vimana Shastra. Rukma Vimana, Sundara Vimana, and Shakuna Vimana will be using Rajaloha, and Tripura Vimana will be using Trinetra Loha. So the thing is, they have used herbs also. Like I was shocked when I have read or come across the animal related terminology or herbs related terminology. But later on, when I have met like other researchers, Madhuri Sharan ma'am, she has recreated Chumbak Mani. So there are Ayurvedic experts also whom I met in during my research. I met many people. So like the herbs like they work like a magic. They can like I have met a, researcher, like a ayurvedic researcher, who spent like many years in the forest alone researching on these herbs alone. So that's what I have learned, that he was telling to me that there are herbs which can melt the metals, which can mix the metals, like they work like magic kind of thing. So modern technology, we use huge giant machines to melt those metals and all those things. But in ancient times, were like very intelligent. They have done lots of research even on the herbs, trees, and all. They were like open-minded. So the materials which the ancient ancestors used were much advanced, and there was no space debris also. Like modern days, there is a damage in a satellite or so, and we can see there is a lot of space debris. But that is not there in the ancient times. Everything will be perfect.
That's amazing. This is gonna be something very hard to digest for many people listening out there.
Mhm.
Next, I want to move is to the testing of these machines. Nowadays, we have various simulators. We have various machines like the wind tunnels and all that. What do you think? How did they test these machines in that period of time?
Okay. So, like the modern day testing machines, whichever we are seeing, that is like maybe like we can say of no use for these ancient use advanced vimanas, because they are so much advanced. For example, let me give a small example. So the like I said, the former NASA scientist, he wanted to do that anti gravity device, and his country was not allowing him to do that experiment because they were afraid that earthquakes will be coming when he tested, because it's anti-gravity thing, right? So
Mhm.
that's what. But the ancient ancestors, for example, small example, say a mercury. So mercury has many impurities. NASA has tried using mercury, but they shifted again to xenon ion engine. So the thing is, ancient ancestors have purified this mercury using rasa shastra. So when we purify it, there are no impurities and there are no other like side effects for the space mission. Like same thing, for example, anti-gravity, that huge experiment which the NASA scientists wanted to conduct. So that also, like there are many other locations on the planet earth itself, which has, like, there is a mountain region. At the top there are like there is no there is like no plants will be coming on that mountain's top, and it will be very flat. There are many researchers whom I met, and I have seen some locations, like for example, Sri Lankan researcher whom I have met. So they have said they have discovered 78 plus aviation archaeology sites in Sri Lanka. So that there are many things which we can see, or they have done the experiments, but in a very simpler manner, not like huge machines and all. Machines are not machines don't come into use for such experiments.
Well, that's making me believe that what I am learning in aerospace engineering is very, useless for this Vimanas. Okay. One illogical question from my side is, if there were Vimanas, where did they go? Means, how did they get extinguished?
Okay, so I want to make you get shocked again. Vimanas are existing even now. They are on our planet also, and there is a device also, like telescope kind of thing, watching us. So that's the thing. So vimanas are not visible to human eye. There are many yantras. Even I was wondering the same question which you have asked. So I like later on when I was going on researching, then I got the answer. The answer is that vimanas are not detectable by radar, and they are not even visible to human eye. So how can we identify them? But we see modern days that many UFO evidences, like many UFO sightings are seen. They term it as UFO, but everything related to UFO is in Vimana Shastra. Like for example, a UFO. Let me tell you a quote UFO evidence. So it is like a bright sun in the sky. Later on, it appeared like a flying object. Okay, like a second sun. So that there is a yantra in Vaimanika Shastra. So how to make the Vimana appear like a sun? So we can understand there are many things which we are assuming right now as UFO or alien or whatever. That is not the thing. The Vimanas are existing even now. They are watching us even now. So we cannot see it with our human eye. We can see main proof is, I'd like to say, like in all my lectures and in all the courses I have been telling recently. So there is a description in Ramayana about Vimana, that Vimana looks like a mountain. And in Vaimanika Shastra, there is a yantra which when operated makes the Vimana look like a mountain. So every single description in Ramayana I have discovered, like what is the yantra responsible, what is the technology behind it and all. So like we cannot see it. Only if the pilot wants, or the astronaut or the alien, whatever term you are using, only they want us to see, only then we can see. So that's the thing.
this evidence of UFOs and all this, that this happens a lot near the Mansarovar. I've recently heard another podcast by Dr. Radhakrishna Pillai, who has went many times there. He is a great personality in himself. So even he told that there are many things happening near the Mansarovar where we can feel that there are aliens and all this. But before getting into aliens, I want to ask you about the 3D printed models you made. So, what were the results and what did they come up with?
Okay, like I said, there are like multiple forms of all these vimanas, but I have done the 3D model of the picture drawn by Ellappa. Means they wanted us to see inside the vimana also the cut section and all. So I have done the 3D models based on those diagrams from Vaimanika Shastra. So after, like, it took a lot of time for me to do these 3D models. Like there were many problems related to the design, because the modern aeronautical software related thing, 3D model design thing and all, that is like a big work. I have to learn those perfectly. And then again, first of all, the dimension part, I had to like refer again the sloka translations could be wrong. The diagrams which I am referring, those dimensions are not completely given, because they also couldn't completely give it, because it's like very vast, very huge, right? It is completely transformable and all. That's why we can see a single vimana, there are for example 3 diagrams, or each diagram is a little different from one another. It makes us feel like, is this, does this belong to this vimana only, like that. But the thing is, it is like completely transformable. Like the Marutsakha Vimana, the Tripura Vimana, which I have designed and all. So it took me a lot of time, because they had shown to us the when the upper floor folds, like upper floor overlaps on the lower floor in one diagram, and in another diagram when it opens. So like it took a lot of time for me to at least do one single appearance. It is transformable, right? So single form of the vimana I have done. There are multiple forms, obviously, like I said. So I have done like a single form of all the 4 vimanas. Like those models, I have done 3D printing of like 4 vimanas. And the Marutsaka Vimana, which is tested in California University, they wanted a bigger model, so they have done a bigger model 3D printed in their country. And then the internal testing and all.
So, coming back to the aliens, I have three questions to you. First is, what do you think about it? Second is, what does our Vedic Shastras or the books we have tell about it? And the last one is, can we compare that aliens with the gods what we speak about today?
Okay, so one by one I'll go. So I think like about aliens in the sense, of course, obviously, Puranas and all, they have the descriptions of people, or the ancient ancestors who are going to come from another planet. Like example, for example, basic thing, the God Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. So he rules several lokas. What does it mean? Lokas in the sense galaxies. So that again opens a huge door for us. There are descriptions of ancient ancestors in the Puranas who came from a different planet also, came from different galaxies also. And even there are descriptions that Vimanas travel in different to different galaxies. There are descriptions in Puranas that Vimanas did time travel, teleportation also. There are many such descriptions. So the thing is, aliens, alien in the sense, modern day terminology we use it that someone trying to occupy the planet Earth, so somebody trying to harm the humans on the planet Earth and all. There could be like two things. There could be good aliens and bad aliens. So there could be the ancestors from other planet or other galaxy who has created a place for us to live. like who has created, like for example, I also do research on other texts. So I have discovered that Bhagavad Gita is describing like second form, like the some complete Sanskrit language is coded language. So there are multiple meanings. When we are going to translate Bhagavad Gita, we are going to get the meaning how life got created on the planet Earth, and what the Mahabharata means, war between all these energies. And Panda, for example, small example I'll give. Pandavas means earth, fire, air, water, and space, like that. So the thing is, are we created by somebody else from other galaxy or planet? That one is still a question, because we have to refer all these Puranas and all. The evolution also, it is like there is a missing link between what we are studying now in our textbooks. So the thing is, there are many things to explore, and all the things which we have learned could be wrong or taking in a different direction. So there are aliens now, there were aliens at that time also. In the Puranas also there were aliens, but they don't write it that way. We only term it alien, but the ancient ancestors who used to come from different planet and all, it is written completely clearly that there were aliens, and the wars also used to happen. Good aliens and bad aliens we can term in modern days now. So there are many descriptions like that.
Now let us get to the books you wrote, the reverse engineering of Vedic Vimanas and the Wars of the Gods. Tell us about both of them.
Okay, so reverse engineering Vedic Vimanas, like I wrote after, like, it is my second book, and the first book is Vimanas and the Wars of the Gods. So many people would have wondered, like there are many war mechanisms related things in Vaimanika Shastra, and we say that it is written by sage Maharshi Bharadwaja. So I always wondered why a sage Maharshi Bharadwaja write such war related mechanisms and all, teaching people how to attack and how to like defend and all. So I always used to wonder. Then I got the answer that like I said just now, good aliens and the bad aliens. And again we have to remember what Hitler did. We should use these things to defend our human human race, not fight among ourselves. So that was the thing. And even this text is hidden, it was hidden, but it got revealed in certain situations by Subbaraya Shastri. So the thing is that, so these kind of things, the scientific analysis kind of things, I have mentioned in the Vimanas and the Wars of the Gods chapter, one chapter. And then coming to reverse engineering Vedic Vimanas, I have applied like completely whatever I have learned from in the modern aeronautical engineering, the 3D modeling, design, and all those things. So I have applied in Vaimanika Shastra, and I have written the book like decoding, discovering, and all, comparing, doing a 3D model, software analysis, so all these things. And along with me in the book, there are other authors. So, for example, 3D printing was there in ancient times also. So there is another chapter about that 3D printing by one of the researcher. And then again, like I said, anti-gravity chapter by former NASA scientist. And then the 3D model design, like CFD analysis by Hemant Kumar Yadav, he has taught me. So all those things are there, like many research, not only me. I have written the main part of, obviously, but along with me there are other researchers also. For example, Shivkar Bapuji Talpade's book, even now it is available in Hindi. But the sad thing is, everybody reads only English books. We are aware of. So there are many things like that. So Vijay Upadhyay sir has written some part of it, and so there are many things which I have written in reverse engineering Vedic Vimanas, all the decoding thing and all. And coming to, like, for example, there is a word called tube. in one of the sloka. So because I'm an aeronautical engineer, I could able to understand and interpret many things. So all those things which I have discovered, I have kept in the book. For example, that word tube, when we are translating, because I'm an aeronautical engineer, I could understand that it is missile. So missile is like a tube, right? Gr Joseph sir obviously did great job translating, but the thing is, aeronautical terminologies, we have to interpret it properly. So nobody have discovered that that particular sloka is missile till I have written the book. So the thing is, all such things, the word tube is missile, and all those things I have done research and written in that book. And when I have compared to modern space science and technology, so
So my next question to you is, you are highly involved in this field. So we want to know that what all you are working on and what will be the future projects.
So presently, so till now, like I have said, I have done 3D modeling and all. So all these I have learned through Vedas company, Vaddadi Engineering Design and Analysis Services. And then again, we are starting like education and awareness kind of things. So because we have to give awareness to the students education kind of thing. So we are giving internships and all those presently. And coming to the projects related, I have been selected, like I have got job in ICAS, Indian Knowledge Systems AICTE. So Anil Sahasrabudhe sir, chairman of AICTE, has said me that we can use the IIT laboratories and all. So there is no need to go for foreign countries and all. So like we are planning to propose a project. Still, like we are doing a little more research. A person from Germany is there, like he invented a propeller. We found later he found that it is similar, it has similar description in Vaimanika Shastra. And Vedas company, through Vedas company, my father is trying to do the motor for that particular propeller, so that we can use it for the flying prototype. So things are just going on because it is slow, because it is like too much advanced technology. We are trying to implement that much high technology in modern small knowledge aerospace things and all. So it is like taking time, but surely we will do something practical in the near future.
Wow, you mentioned about a German person who got to know that this is already mentioned in the Indian Vedic text. This has also happened with many astronomers. The thing they discovered in astronomy is already mentioned in some astronomy book of India.
Exactly, yeah. The thing is, like even Nikola Tesla, for example, he has referred to Vedic texts and all. So he has tried to recreate the like earth-powered electric generator and all. So there are many things, like everything is already there in our Vedic text. It is like an encyclopedia. It is like a complete guide. We can refer to that to develop our modern technology.
Yes. Another question I want to ask you is how good it would be to add these Indian sciences into the school curriculum of Indian students.
Yeah, it is very important to add at least now, obviously, because like I felt very bad when I have read about, for example, Wright brothers are the first to fly the aircraft. So, but that belongs to Talpade, and he got cheated because of British rule and all. So, I strongly believe that it is really necessary for us, for our government and all, to at least now implement our own original science and technology.
To end with the interview, I want you to give a message to all the people hearing out us.
Okay, so the message is that please encourage our student. Please try to read or understand all these great Vedic texts, whichever your subject is and all. So, and when there are elders, so for them I give the message that please allow, like make your children or the coming generation people to study these Vedic texts. So, and most important thing maybe like the ancient texts whichever are there, which are in English, so that that could be better for reading and all. So they, when instead of reading some storybooks, try to read these ancient texts.
Wow, that's amazing. So, all the listeners out there, I'll be mentioning the name of both the books ma'am wrote, and I'll also be mentioning the LinkedIn ID of ma'am. If you have any doubt, you can reach out to her. And ma'am, thanks a lot for being with us. It was a great, deep conversation. I
Thank,
definitely think we'll need one more session to go more deep into this, and we'll hope you to have again with us soon. Thank you very much for being with us.
thank you, sir.
That was a mind blowing conversation with Miss Kavya. If you have liked this video, do let us know your thoughts in the description box. Also, let us know if you'd like to have a masterclass, a course, or a training program on such topics. We'll definitely be arranging that. Also, if you like this video, do share it with others so that it will help us in creating awareness about Indian sciences, especially. So, thank you till next time and see you soon.